Sad for that yawn. Hi, I'm Jordan Long, and today, first I want to say yes, I do forgive Sailor Moon and Sailor Mars for what happened yesterday when I let them try seeking to look up a word to put in their film and it taking a long time. Anyway, so today is the Super Bowl, or the Over Bowl. You know, the big game for the NFL. Because every other game up to that point is small and either no one cares about, or doesn't make a lot of watch time. The only show that only ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox can afford to get deals with to air. You know. Now, a lot of folks will be watching. And that might be and the truth is that that's the only show that gets a lot of watch time for the NFL. All the other games don't really make as much. But here are some things that I always thought was wrong about it. One, it was free. Okay, I get it that most football fans don't want to have to buy into football, but that's a whole nother unlike tale for another day. I wish it was like that for wrestling followers or even fighting followers, but it's not. We have to buy into all the buy shows, especially in the big buy shows like WrestleMania. That is the Over Bowl for wrestling. Anyway, so that's not the grounds of this film. So there are some folks in this world, if you say you're not watching the Over Bowl and you're not into football or anything like that, the NFL, CFL, the NFL, AFL, the three of the big football businesses out there, some folks think there's something wrong with you. You know, yes, a lot of folks are into it. Either it's their beloved team, or there's just something about it they like, and that's all good for them. If they get glee and happiness out of watching it, good for them. But for some folks who had never been into it, you know, never really wanted, you know, the big thing, and never saw and was never into it, you know, might not understand or might not like it, you know. And there are a lot of folks out there who think, well, it's a big thing that a lot of folks are into, and if you're not into it, then you're not going to have anything to talk about or speak about, which that's not actually true. But there are some folks in this world that if you say, I'm not watching the Over Bowl, because let's be earnest here, the word super is a Latin borrowed word. The English word is over. If you're not watching the Over Bowl, then what's wrong with you? Oh, you're not watching the Over Bowl? No. You don't even watch it for the business wises? No, I don't watch it at all. I don't watch it for the game. I don't watch it for the halftime show. And I don't watch it for the business wises. Oh, I don't know why you don't do that. Why I don't do that? Because I was never into football. You know, there were some folks who were into it. You know, who grew up on it. Who that was the thing that they liked and they got glee and happiness out of. You know, something they liked to watch and something they also liked to play. I was never into it. So when the Super Bowl came along, it was just, okay, it's the Over Bowl. Good for the football followers, the NFL followers, you know, even the CFL followers, the AFL followers. But that was about it, you know. It may be good for you if you were ABC or CBS or NBC or Fox, because you knew you were going to get a lot of income coming in from the business wise as it bought time in the beginning, middle, and end of the show. But at the end of the day, it was like, okay, whatever. You know? And I'm sure there are football followers or NFL followers that could say, okay, it's WrestleMania, good for you. You're not going to make that much from it unless you count from the ticket sales and maybe the buys. But then I guess that might be the only thing that the Overbowl might have for itself is it's how much it was making from business wise and how much it was going to make from the ticket sales, and that was it. Because as I say, a lot of football fans don't really want to buy into to their business. And keep in mind, the NFL is a football business. They don't do that. So, but I'm not going to talk about, about how football could be free and how other games are not, how wrestling is not. I'm not going to talk about that. Because I don't know. I don't know anything about the football business or the wrestling business or the fighting business to tell you why one can be done that way and why the others cannot. But I'm just here to tell you I've never been into it and never will. And some folks think that's not right. Well, come on, what do you mean it's not right? What do you mean you're not going to watch the Overbowl? Well, I'm not going to watch the Overbowl. I'm not going, I've never been into it. I'm telling you right now, Melina, I've never been in. I'm telling you right now, Julian, I've never been into it. Alright? It's never been my thing. I've never got any happiness or glee out of it. It's just something I'm not into. There are some folks who are into that, and that's good for them, but I'm not. If I'm not into it, I'm not going to do that. So maybe I don't have the big. So maybe I don't got the. So maybe I'll be the one outsider when it comes to something good to talk about on Monday morning or whatever. But it is what it is. All right, Jordan. If you're not into it, then you're not into it. But I just don't know why you're not into it. Because wrestling was my thing. That was what I got into. And what I'm still into. I never got into football. I was never into the big game or the big show. Never was into football or any of its smaller games, and never into the Overbowl. Never into it. For me, it was like, okay, good if you like that thing, good for you, but at the end of the day, I was never into it. So it is what it is. So no, I'm not going to be watching the Overbowl or anything like that. And so if that gives me some, so if I don't get a lot of so if this gets me some watch time, okay, good, but I know it's probably not. Anyone who's into the Overbowl or the NFL or anything like that might not watch this film because they might think, oh, well, you're not going to watch the Overbowl. What's wrong with you? Well, a lot of folks think there's something wrong if you don't watch it. So, alright, that's about it for me. I'm going to let this go to about 9 minutes, making up for my last film yesterday only being 6 minutes. It is what it is. Okay, that's it. I'm Jordan Long, and I'll see you later.